Thank you for that, Matt.
As if on cue.
As if on
Perfect
cue.
timing. Oh,
The
wait, I
one
have to
thing
read.
the one thing I've been trying to figure out the last couple of days is how to fade out the sound of the music and fade into our audio. And that is apparently too advanced for my abilities. So
I don't believe it.
You take your boombox and move further away from the microphone
yeah, yeah.
while simultaneously bringing your head closer. What could be more easy?
That would be it.
It's a Wayne's World close up.
Whoa! Whoa!
And so on.
Oh man, if we had Rachel, I could say Wayne's World was a TV show that came on sometime in the
Movie based on a
90s.
Saturday Night Live sketch.
Yeah.
There's been a few of those.
Yeah. Night of the Roxbury. Do you have a favorite?
Blues Brothers.
Blues Brothers. Yeah, it's a good call.
I think that's
Ah.
the
I
only
feel
one.
that that's very apropos as we're about to be on a mission from God.
Right.
On a mission from God.
If we were
So
in
I have
Faerun,
your I have your pronoun for Jinya now. It's deity.
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 She's more of a conduit to a deity.
We don't
There
know
we
that.
go. Trying to get centered.
She could be Saint Cuthbert himself.
Deity self.
Possible. Damn self.
Avatar.
Oh, how's the weather, y'all? Been
Too hot.
snowy, bleak, but not snowy enough for it to be fun. Just snowy enough for it to be annoying around here.
Mm-hmm. I went out yesterday trying to get some ingredients for a meal today, and the roads weren't bad or anything. It hadn't gotten cold enough for anything to stick heavily or freeze, so it was just slush. And so I drove out, no adventures, no excitement on the way there and on the way back, and I pulled in, and there was a layer of slush underneath the car. And so when I went back out to the garage, or when someone went back out to the garage, they were like, "Water!" It looked like the garage was flooding because all that had fallen off of the hot and warm car, and then just splashed the water as it had dripped, splashed it away from the car, and it just kind of went everywhere. And I spent the next 10-15 minutes squeegeeing the garage. Because, yeah.
Squeegee is a fantastic word. There should be more squeegee in everyone's lives.
No, I prefer if there's less squeegeeing in my life, because that means there's water somewhere it shouldn't be. I would like it to all be contained out there. Hey, Shelly, thanks for stopping by.
Hey, Shell. I'm changing my quality up a little bit because y'all look like characters out of that game where you hit
Donkey
bricks.
Kong.
Donkey Kong. You look like characters out of Donkey Kong. You can choose who you are. I don't care.
I'm never playing Articulate with the two of you. That's not fair.
What's Articulate?
It's when you
It's
precisely.
Yes. No, it's a tabletop game where you have like 60 seconds to try and get your partner to guess as many words without saying the word.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I've played that before.
Yeah.
I like the disassociation game where you say a word and you try to come up with a word that's completely as opposite as possible.
There's a game that I want to pick up. I can't remember what it's called, but the idea is that you have to answer 10 questions in 60 seconds, and they're not necessarily difficult questions. But before the timer starts, you get two numbers, and you have to give wrong answers to those two questions. So, like, you have to give a wrong answer to question 3 and 7. And so, like, when you're under pressure and somebody says, like, the three primary colors are red, green, and you're supposed to say blue, and your brain automatically goes to say blue, but you get stuck because you've got to give a wrong answer. answer you can think of is the right one. Every other answer is just there are no other colors.
That's amazing. Heath is
Have you ever taken a polygraph?
no, I haven't.
So one of the things that they do when you take a polygraph is they calibrate you. And one of the things you have to do is lie. And you would be surprised how difficult that is when someone is pressing you to lie.
So I've seen on movies, which are always based off of truth, the ways that you can avoid being detected lying on a polygraph. And the only one that I've ever seen that I feel like is probably remotely true is like having a thumbtack in your shoe causing an immense amount of pain while you're talking. Because that would hit all your vitals, that would change, that's what I'm thinking, like from that point of view. But I don't know. I just thought that was interesting.
Which movie was that? I remember that.
I can't. I think it was one of the Ocean's movies.
I think pain in general is a trope. Like stick something under your fingernail, that kind
Oh
of thing.
gosh, I'd rather go for a thumbtack. No, that sounds terrible.
Can I bite my tongue or something? Or...
It's kind of hard to talk when you're going.
Yep.
What is your name? What is your question? Oh,
Yes. What is your favorite color?
I don't know, but my heart rate's up. My tongue hurts.
Blue. No wait. Yeah,
Yellow.
I've always assumed that was rubbish because I thought the equipment hooked up to you would detect the fact that you were in a ton of pain.
Who
Most
knows?
likely. Most likely.
So I guess we can get started, huh?
Well, one final question. Heath, have you ever taken
Yes.
a polygraph?
Have I? Yes, I have.
How did you do?
B minus. What is the
Yes. On a
how do you
scale
score a
of
polygraph?
on a scale of blue to spaghetti,
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
say umbrella.
Excellent.
It's a pretty good score.
I
I'm
mean,
impressed.
that's
It's all encompassing.
that's
You don't get a lot of umbrellas, I'll tell you
that's
that.
better than the spare tire I got.
You told us you hadn't taken a polygraph. You liar. You lying liar.
That's why I got the spare tire.
You failed. You get no tire when you fail.
Yep, exactly.
The last time we played, you guys had joined the greater nobility of the Cauldron area and around abouts in the Demon Scar. Okay, it's Monday and I already feel like I've had a long week. The Demon Scar Ball. There we go. I'll get it with me. Had a great meal. Got to schmooze a little bit with the nobles of the city. Got kind of bailed out of an embarrassing moment by Lord Vilantru. And after the mock fight was over and everybody's applauding and things like that, Jenya, who looks like she'd been trying for a while to just get past the people that were guarding the room, and it's not real guards, it's, the doorman and a waiter were trying to hold her back and weren't having much success, runs inside and just literally says, "I need you now." And she just has this look of urgency about her, not really waiting for a response, because she heard you guys say, "Okay, you're standing up," you drop your fork, you grab your silk doggy bag, and you're like, "Let's go. I'm fed and I'm good to go."
I have rations.
You turn around she turns around to walk out almost immediately. Y'all follow in tow, and you hear as you're leaving, Lord Vilantru sounds like he's standing up and says, "Again, we see the heroes, the true heroes of Cauldron, being called to duty." And you hear just applause and rhubarb as you are leaving. Head out to the street. It is raining like a monsoon again. Muddy streets. There are rivers running down the middle of the roads. She's running at a good pace back, obviously, towards to the Temple of St. Cuthbert. Pardon me while I belch. And she's yelling, or yelling above the rain. Sorry, I just drank a big Coke and now it's revenge. She's yelling above the sounds of the rain. So she's not just yelling and screaming at the top of her lungs, but she's yelling, I got a message. I got a sending from High Priest Sarkham. He has been waylaid, and I need you to go make sure he's okay. And she's running along, and obviously, if you're not following her, let me know. But you're following behind her. A few minutes later, you get around the the lake to St. Cuthbert's Church. You run inside. She digitates everybody and gets you nice and dried off. Takes you back to her office and sits down. And she pulls out this parchment. It looks like she's scribbled down. What it looks like is that she's scribbled down the message from High Priest Sarkram. And all it says is, "At Lucky Monkey, have cited have cited wand recipe. Tavern's been attacked. Bandits led by barbarian apesmen, mortally wounded,
Oh shit.
retreated to this writing is terrible. Retreated to the basement. They know we're here. Send assistance." And on the underneath it, and she kind of pulls it back so you can't really see what she wrote, but underneath it you see that she's written, "Sarkham, question mark, is that you, question mark, hang on, conserve your resources, I'll send out aid immediately, send me another message when you can, but until then have," and it stops. And she just looks and she said, "I've never received a sending message before. I knew who it was, but I was nervous and I asked if it was him. I wasted my words. However,"
Oh gosh.
so you know Khaldun.
Please insert 5 quarters.
Yeah, exactly. You know that you only get 25 words.
Yeah.
And it looks like she wasted them by being surprised and like, "Sarkham, is that you?" Sarkham. I was going to try not to say
Sacrum.
sacrum on that. Sarkham. It's just 2 letters transposed. Suck.
So where is Happy Monkey?
It is just about half a day's ride to the northwest outside of Cauldron.
Oh,
He was coming back from Sasserine. That's why he's been gone. He was so you know about the rains. You know that in the past that the churches have been the ones that take care of the lakes to keep the waters down. We haven't had to do this in 40 years. Well, the formula we had for the wands to control the water is missing. Um, I've consulted the other churches, the other 3 churches in town. Nobody has seen it. Nobody knows what's going on. So, High Priest Sarkham left a couple of months ago to go track down or have someone else create another formula. And he had found it. He had one. And apparently, on his way back, he stayed over at the Lucky Monkey just to rest before coming in tonight. And, well, you saw the note. I would go myself, but I have to keep with the church business. There are nobody else of my rank. It's all acolytes. And I can't imagine if something had happened while I was gone, he wouldn't want me to leave the church. Please help.
So this just happened?
I just got the message. That's
Okay.
when I tracked you down. I heard you were
I've
invited to
gotta-
the ball.
I've got to get my stuff from the inn.
Okay. I don't know. It sounds like he's holed up somewhere, trying to barricade
He's
himself,
not
I suppose.
held up in the Chunky Monkey?
It sounds like he's there somewhere, the Lucky Monkey. But I don't know. He just sent the one message, retreating to basement. They know we're here. Send assistance.
Don't go to the Chunky Monkey. That's on the other side.
Well, it is Banana Land. I mean,
It is Banana Land.
Junior, does the church have access to horses that we could borrow?
I'll get you horses. I can go to the livery and buy you some. I'll get you some now while you get your things.
We can pay for them.
No, you don't have to. You're doing an immense favor for the Church of St. Cuthbert. I wouldn't have you spend your money. In fact, I'll pay you if you'll just go and rescue him and see what's going on. Everybody feel like they got a fish hook now in their mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Ginny is an easy hook because she's our friend.
Yeah.
You know, and she's like, "Hey, I need you," and they're like, "Okay, point us."
Okay.
She's taking
Yeah,
care of
we're
the
all-
kids. We take care of her.
Right.
We're all dressed for a ball still.
Yeah, you are. You're
Yeah,
in
exactly.
suits with masks.
Yeah.
Not wearing armor. Yeah.
Yeah. So, not that this is a real big deal right now, but they are expensive. When we get back, I can clean and mend them. So if anything happens to them, I can fix it.
Oh well,
The horses.
No, I can't do that, but I can do the shoes.
So she did. You are clean.
Left
She
up to
did.
get
She
changed,
did
I assume.
cast her spell to clean everybody and dry everybody off.
Yeah, but we got to get from here to the end.
Right. So it's
And
gonna be
it's
muddy and
6
just-
inches of mud.
yes. Please, with utmost haste, if you'll go get your equipment, I'm gonna go get you horses. I'll meet you back here. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Okay.
And if you've got a poncho or something we could throw over, that'd be good.
Oh, a poncho. I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
And a thermos. I need a
Garbage
poncho
bag.
and a thermos.
Whatever you got. That's right.
An insulated mug for your to-go drink.
Yeah,
I get a coffee to go.
yeah. I'm just thinking of the jerk in this chair.
And this, yeah.
Oh my!
That's all. That's all I need.
Look out for the oil cans.
All right. So Farazan says 10 minutes. We'll be back in 8. Let's go.
Are we coming back here?
Yes, meet me back here. I'll have the horses. And she just yells out through the door, Rufus! And Rufus, the acolyte that you saved on your first day in Cauldron, runs inside. Ginya, he's go get the supplies we were talking about earlier. Have that ready. I'll be back in 10 minutes. They're going to get their equipment. Don't tell anyone. He just bows, of course, and he bolts out of the room. She looks at you. I am not ready for the rest of the church to find out that he's in danger. I don't need that chaos right now. I'll be back 10 minutes. I'm not saying be back in 10 minutes, but just as soon as you can.
Okay.
And she stands up. She pulls a bag of gold out of a drawer and she leaves.
All right. Take off.
All right.
Take off running then.
Splash, 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 splash.
Okay. Head up to the drunken Morkoth. Bursts through the door. Nearly, oh my. Moves out of your way.
Ale,
She's-
meat to go.
Neat.
You run upstairs, you grab your stuff. Just your regular character sheet stuff, right? Take your
Yeah.
everything.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Come back down and
Pick it off, flip it on the bed, put on equipment. Yep.
come down and you all three have to-go cups with ale and styrofoam cartons with steaks in them. And she hands them to you. Go!
She
We
goes,
just ate a 17-course meal, Caldoon. I'm not sure that I can fit in
Yes.
anymore.
And I have a doggy bag.
dump the food in the doggy bag. Let's go.
I give Nalini some gold. I give her like a handful of gold.
Oh, my.
Thank you.
Show. You head back to the Church of St. Cuthbert. You see 3 horses tethered outside already. Go inside, and Ginya's there. Rufus is standing there, and he's got basically 3 packs, and he sets them out in front of you. We have some equipment that's going to help you hopefully if you need it. Horses are outside. They're saddled. They're ready to go. She pulls out a small parchment. Looks like she's kind of scribbled a small map of the surrounding area, which has the Lucky Monkey. I'm going to try to bring this up. There we go. Has the Lucky Monkey marked on it, but it also she's marked several things because these things are also marked on this map I'm about to show you. So there we go.
New map.
Oh, we've grown up.
You have left
Change
the
places.
city. So
Yeah,
you
we
look
get the overland
it's-
map. Did we get an
Huh?
airship?
Do
Did
what?
we get an airship now? Because we have the overland map.
Nope, that's just a Eagles. That's a St. Cuthbert eye view of the area around.
It's
And I guess
missing the
the
you
Lucky
are
Monkey is
here.
more west than north.
Oh,
Uh,
that's a ways.
That's about half a day. This is all pretty close stuff. There's
Crazy
your.
Jared.
If you can see, I'm scrolling down so you can kind of see the scale of the map.
Oh, I'll scroll down so they can see the scale
That's
on that
probably-
on the
yeah.
stream.
There you go. So it's 25 miles away. So it's about a hard day's ride to get there.
It's a hard day.
Day's
Jared.
ride.
Yep.
Yep. We all went there. all of us that are old. Rachel, if
pick
you're
up-
watching the Beatles for a band,
You may have heard of them.
You know, I've said this before, and I don't know if I've said it on here before, but like when I was a kid, the Beatles were old, right? Like they were 25, 30 years ago. Well, Guns N' Roses is to us today what the Beatles were to us then. God.
I saw a
hate
kid
that.
wearing a Guns N' Roses cap and a Metallica shirt, and I felt like saying, like, name 3 songs between those two bands. Name 3 songs, just 3.
You're so
Hum a lyric.
confused.
Anything.
See, that's
You're
not
gonna die.
fair because I'm terrible at that. Like, that's why I don't wear band things. Name a song. I can't.
I like the sounds. I like music.
I like music. And the
It's
only
a cool shirt. Shut up.
and the only reason I know A Hard Day's Night is because I played it in band in high school in the jazz band. Yeah, I know,
I know
nerd.
it from what's his name? The guy from the Goon Show. Dr. Strangelove. What's his name?
Peter
Oh,
Sellers.
Peter Sellers.
It's gonna kill me now. Yeah, Peter Sellers did a spoken word version of Hard Day's Night in a thick German accent that is bizarre but hilarious.
Just you describing it's bizarre. Spoken word in German. Or German
I
accent.
love Peter Sellers. He is fantastic.
Yeah,
So good.
unique.
So good.
Okay, speaking of Peter Sellers, we need to ride down the mountain.
Yes. So the packs in front of you, you open them up, and there are several days' rations.
Mhm.
Ta-dum,
Um,
ta-dum.
And there's also each one of them has 2 potions of greater healing, the 4d4 plus 4 versions.
Ooh.
This is all we really had on hand. But
For
take
Darren's
some-
like, oh, Kool-Aid chug.
My favorite.
is this ear wash? Um,
Oh yeah.
go with Guides of St. Cuthbert. May justice be on your side, and please find Sarkham.
Okay.
You know you're in trouble with an
Sure.
NPC says, here's a bunch of healing items.
Yeah, it's like finding a save
Hey,
point,
man.
right?
It's in the computer. It's in the adventure.
Computer.
That's not more comforting.
Yeah, that's
Actually, it
actually
should be
less.
a lot less. Yeah, yeah. If I
So-
give it to you, it's because I think you're under got too few little value so far. But if adventure gives it to me, you're screwed.
So you
Good
said
wording.
244 healing,
Well sentenced.
excuse me, potions. And
Yeah,
what
the-
else?
I think they're the greater, and then 3 or 4 days just rations, just backpacks full of rations. With the
Okay.
healing.
All right.
But what will Khaldun eat tomorrow? All right.
Exactly.
And we've established Khaldun's got a furnace for a gut.
I do. I do indeed. I'm going to have this silk doggy bag until level 20. I'm just telling you.
I
It
feel like
is-
it's gonna get
I'm
enchanted.
going
I
to
just-
enchant it. Yes, I'm going
Yeah,
to enchant
yeah.
it to something useful.
You're not going to return it.
No.
You do.
Do you normally return doggy bag? I have never done that. I've been doing it wrong my entire life.
I think when it's silk, you're supposed to.
Oh.
I mean, recycle, reuse, and whatever.
I'm definitely
reduce.
reusing it.
Reponder.
It's personally monogrammed, and it doesn't say KD. So
Yeah. It says Chardalon or whatever his name is. Ascalon.
As Laxon.
Ascalon.
Ascalon.
Aslan.
I
Wasn't that the lion?
I have
in,
no idea what we're talking
yeah,
about
the-
anymore.
I'm so lost.
It's the guy that
the-
had the ball with the food.
Yeah, Lord Aslaxon.
As
And
yeah,
also the lion from Narnia.
Yes,
yes.
But
Aslan.
I still don't know what we're talking about.
It's not going to get better. Not going to get better.
I am so lost. All right, you guys hop on your horses. You guys ever ridden horses before?
Is it a big
Yours
horse?
is a,
Me
yours is a
personally,
I-
Clydes-
yes.
yours is a Clydesdale.
I've eaten horse.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever ridden one.
Well,
I
you're in
don't
for an
I
adventure.
think Tarathiel's ever ridden one.
Okay.
Mike has.
Uh,
I rode a dragon once.
I
Have
I
got to tell
myself
that
have
story.
ridden a horse twice in my life, and the second one was the biggest horse they had, and it was named Matt.
Oh.
Very surreal.
Oh, now in real life, I've ridden lots of horses.
Yeah.
Aldoon, not so much.
Matt Stack.
So you hop on the horses and head out the west gate of Cauldron towards the Lucky Monkey. So you're gonna be riding all night to get there by dawn.
I forgot my coconut.
You can find some on the way. By
Found
morning,
them in the
you've
Kingdom of
ridden all
Cauldron.
night during the torrential rain pour. Oh my God, rain pour, downpour of rain. Ride all night. Get to what you think. You get to the clearing of the forest or the jungle. So you look on the map and you see that once you hit the jungle, you've got maybe a few miles to go.
Okay.
By the time you get there, it's approaching dawn. So because you've ridden all night,
No.
I would like just
I have
some
ale and meat.
constitution checks from the three of you.
Constipation check. Okay.
What
I got the piles.
I cast prunes.
is it a
Um,
constitutional check?
16.
16. All right.
Is it a check or a save?
Uh,
Oh wait, yeah, I did it as a check.
it
It's the
is
same-
a
It's the
saving
same mod.
throw.
so
It's a saving throw, not a check.
Saving throw.
Oh, good.
It would be the same modifier. Do you wish me to re-roll it?
No, you're good.
Haha.
Oh my.
Whoa!
All right.
We are well fed.
You carried your horse. So what you've done is you've saved from exhaustion. Riding all night, having not slept all night. Had you failed, you'd have taken a single step of exhaustion,
I don't
which
like.
is awful.
Yes.
So I'm glad you all succeeded.
Not so good.
Yeah. Now that we've made our constitution saves, now we roll our constitutional checks.
Constitution, the morning Constitution with your coffee and
Yeah.
newspaper. You hit the jungle area. As you're riding through, you hear the standard, sounds of the jungle. The toucan. You see the apes and the.
Welcome to the jungle.
Oh, yeah. Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah,
We're naming songs, remember?
yeah,
Weren't we just talking about this?
Yes, we're naming songs.
who sang "Welcome to the Jungle"?
That group that's as old as the Beatles.
Moving on.
You see in the forest every once in a while you see movement that looks like orangutans or baboons, but they're the size of a large gorilla, like gigantic baboons. They're not following you. They're not like keeping pace with you. I'm just saying the baboons in this region are freaking enormous.
Okay.
Foreshadow.
I like it.
never having seen a baboon, Tarathiel just assumes this is normal.
That's a big monkey.
It's a pretty big looking monkey.
Come
It's a
around the.
Verzon
uh,
monkey.
It's named
It's a
Matt.
bit harsh.
You come around a final bend in the. Oh, I didn't change the map for you. Hang on. In the jungle. Shoo-doo-doo-doo. To see the lucky monkey sitting to the east of the road, partially surrounded by the dense jungle.
It must be
The building
nighttime.
is old and well, you what?
Is it nighttime?
Oh,
it's all
it is.
all
Not,
black,
it's,
right?
it's still dark. It's for anticipation.
Okay.
Now we're
The
doing
building
movies.
is old and well used. The chimney stained with soot. The roof sagging. The wood siding weathered and stained from last year's mildew. It's obvious it was last year's mildew. A smaller table stands to the building's side in similar condition. The building's facade sports numerous carved wooden monkeys, many of whom are engaged in risky, death-defying stunts. It just seems silly. In one, a wooden monkey balances on a narrow tree branch to get a banana hanging over a sleeping tiger. In another, a monkey sits on a boulder, completely unaware of a poacher sneaking up behind him. Sneaking up behind him was suddenly attacked by and eaten by an ant keg. So there are just these various different depictions of monkeys, the baboons that you've seen in the jungle so far, in
I
different
gotta hand it.
Lions.
Hmm?
Lions, baboons, and ankegs. Oh my!
Oh my.
This is yes.
Oh my!
Oh God.
I gotta hand it to them. It sounded silly to say that they were carved in death-defying positions, but then they nailed it.
Yeah, pretty much.
They have
All right,
defied death.
I've put you on the map. I've put you close to the building because the map itself is a little constrained. I don't have a whole lot of room to move with. I'm not saying that you've just charged up to the
Oh,
Lucky
there it is.
Monkey, okay? Yeah, there you go. But you're on your horses. You're on the road, and the Lucky Monkey is about 100 yards away.
Okay.
You see no movement. You do see the double doors, and let me see. I think I've got. Yeah.
While you're doing that, I thought it might be interesting to add an indicator to the stream for those of us who have inspiration.
Oh boy.
So we start out with them
Oh.
each episode, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
So I'm going to add a little red D20 about in the corner of each of our little indicators here.
Does that indicator come from D&D Beyond? Because that'd be cool.
No,
No.
Oh.
that's
Okay.
one of the things that I was trying to do was figure out a way to pull D&D Beyond stuff programmatically. But the only thing that it can do that right now is the overlay, the D&D Beyond interactive overlay. Because they
So
have the
does-
API. I don't have the API.
Does everybody have? Ah, shoot, I'm trying to bring up this map. It's not cooperating today. So everybody has inspiration, as you always do. You guys never use your inspiration. I feel like it's lost on you because you get it back every time we play. Like if we were playing a real session, it'd be like 4 inspirations a session. It's amazing.
Whoop.
Oh, don't worry. But is it working? I'm trying to show just like this little map I have, or a little photo.
Yeah, you focused us to spot number 4 on the map.
All right.
Whatever double click or thing you did.
Okay, I'm just gonna open it up so you can just see this little.
Lucky monkey.
There we go. All right, so that's what you see from the roadside because you're apparently flying above it. You see the side room. You see the building to the side and the main in proper before you, ahead of you. Double doors shut in the front, still raining cats and dogs.
Living together, mass hysteria.
Tell them about the Twinkie. What would you like to do?
Can we determine from this distance whether the Lunky Monkey has been sieged?
You don't see any indication, but also remember your vision is very hampered by the dense rain that's going. But you
Okay.
don't see any movement. No movement outside. No smoke coming from the inn itself, from chimney or otherwise. Not much. Not much to be seen at this point.
Oops.
And you said we're about 100 yards away.
Yeah, give or take. You're on the road. You haven't just charged up to the inn. I'm not going to assume you do that.
Yep. Okay.
You do know that something was happening, right? The sending message was, "We're under attack. They know I'm here. Send help. Send us, that kind of stuff." So you know something was going on here.
So
Yesterday?
it would most likely be something intelligent. Like it wouldn't be like, hey, all the baboons came out of the trees and decided to lay siege to get a wand formula. It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, he did describe the bandit leader as an ape man barbarian or barbaric ape man.
Can Jamie roll a remembering check to remember what was in all that in that message?
I'll read it to you.
Thank you.
At the Lucky Monkey, have cited wand formula. I'm sorry, this writing is terrible. Have the wand formula. Tavern's been attacked. Bandits, led by barbaric ape man, mortally wounded, retreated to basement. They know we're here. Send it. Send assassins. Send assistance. Come kill
We have Tarathiel.
That's slander, and you'll be hearing from my lawyer.
All right.
Maybe we should try and find a way into the basement without going in.
I think that's a very smart idea. To the back door.
Yeah, go look for a window, a basement window or something. Those are always small and easily accessible.
Yeah, I live in a country that's entirely stone, so we don't build basements because it's expensive and difficult. But from what I understand, watching television and movies, do you have like some kind of weird storm door on the outside that just goes directly down into the basement?
Older houses do, yeah. Except for that,
this place seems pretty old.
except
There was
for
one
that
in Twister.
It's all mildew.
one village in central Australia that's completely underground, right?
Kubapiti, yeah.
Wait, that's
It's
a
one
thing.
big
Yeah,
basement.
that was a desperate attempt to escape the sun. Limited success.
It's funny. I've been
It's
watching
literally a hole in the ground.
the Book of Boba, and that's all I think about is like the sunburns that he's getting on that bald head of his
Yeah.
all the time.
Oh, I know, right?
No kidding.
I guess that's why he's in the back of the tank. I guess.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right.
no spoilers.
So the plan is to go around back of the Lucky Monkey,
Mhm.
find the back entrance, and go in that way?
Mhm.
Or are you looking specifically for, like you're talking about, a cellar door to the basement?
Yeah.
What do y'all think
Either
about?
will work, but cellar would be preferred.
Okay, you coming up on horseback?
Probably not.
Yeah, maybe we should tie them
Seems
off.
foolish.
Although the baboons will probably eat them.
Then they won't be eating us. That's okay. Yeah.
You're not a
seems-
druid.
Yeah, I was just about to
Seems like an
name
effective
mine.
trade.
You're gonna name your lunch?
Blue stick.
Boo.
All right. Can we? Where do we tie them off?
In the
Are you
garage.
guys gonna hang out with the horses? In the garage?
Number 2 on the map.
I guess there is. We could do that.
Stables.
We're approaching from that side, aren't we?
You are. You're approaching from the east, and taking a bit, taking a second look, those do look like stables. Yeah.
And given that it's raining, there's a chance we might be able to approach the stables without being seen.
Okay.
You have a much
Farazan-
better chance than if it was broad daylight for sure.
Yeah, Farazan
Yep.
will dismount and then offer to hold Tarathiel's horse's reins.
Hands. Okay.
This is
You're
awkward.
holding the reins.
Never thought this day would come, to be honest. Um,
Just being a friend.
Heath, half your face is off of the screen. I don't know what's going on.
So
I am not moving.
the
there we
way Skype handles lower metered incoming video is to do this. It sends less pixels. So
Oh.
I can't do anything about it. I've got
Okay.
I've got it sized for the opening in the stream, and if we lose some pixels from Heath, it shrink. Yeah, I don't know why it does
Okay.
that.
No problem. No problem. I just didn't know if you were just like scooting over to the edge
Yeah,
or
it's like-
like falling off your chair.
Stop it.
Stop hassling Jamie. He's doing the best he can.
I'm just gonna go over here.
All right, so Farazan, you've got 2 horses in the palm of your hand. Tarathiel, you're on foot. Khaldun, what are you doing?
I dismount, grab my reins, and follow along.
Okay, so you're gonna walk him to the stables.
And Tarathiel will give us all a psychic dealie so we can communicate
Ooh.
without being loud.
What are we rolling today? Hey, all right,
How'd we do?
that's pretty average.
4 hours.
4 hours of psychic connection.
Psychic whispers.
So you hop off your horses and take them over towards the stables as quietly as possible with 3 horses. But the rain's very loud. It's drowning out the sound. You got that nice white noise. The stables, the door to the stable, the front door of the stables, where the horses go in and out, is closed. You do see some windows. It looks like it's more of a stable in a stable house, like where all the equipment is of the stable on the side. It's shaped like an L. But as you approach, the doors are shut. I'm assuming you're going to check it out. The doors are shut and they are locked.
Oh,
Do you need me to pick it?
And that's probably a bad idea, but if you just want to pass the horses in through the window, that'd be fine.
Coward, I agree. He's doing a great job even while playing.
Farazan's gonna throw him over his shoulder like Luisa from Encanto and start singing about surface pressure.
I don't get that reference.
You should.
Yeah, I mean, me neither.
It's a great movie.
Do you want? I can try and climb in through the window. These doors are normally barred, right? From the inside, it's not like a key lock. They normally have a.
It's chained.
How is it locked?
It's chained. So there is a way to attempt to unlock it from the outside. It doesn't look like it's locked from the inside.
Oh, okay. And I got this. It's not a problem. And Tarathiel will bust out his lockpicks and give this a shot.
Okay. Do you use your special finger, like bend it backwards and the lock pits stick out and just
Go
Yes.
go
Gadget
gadget
style.
lockpick.
Yeah.
yes.
So it'll be the first time that he's done this.
Excellent.
Yeah, he'll get down on one knee, and
That's
this
my thing.
lockpick will stick out.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was saying disadvantage -8. I was just joking.
Where the heck is my
Psionic
Thieves'
powers.
Tools? Thieves' Tools is what I want. Yeah, I can use the sonic power if this is a failure. So,
Right.
this will give me Dex plus proficiency.
Oh yeah. It
It's a 20.
clicks and unlocks.
Nice.
Nice.
This thing is pretty handy, Khaldun.
I'm glad taking it for a test drive. It didn't
Ba-dum-bum.
fail utterly.
All right, the door's
And
unlocked.
stab-
Open up. Okay. Open up. It is your standard stable. It is a large stable. It looks like it hold about 24 horses, but it's completely empty. There are no horses in here. In the back, you see a door off to the side that looks like it goes into the other section of the stables. Um, take your horses inside. You can stable them.
Yeah.
Assuming you're checking things out, you go to the door. The door is unlocked.
To go into the next section.
Yeah, and it looks like it's the only other section in the stables.
Sorry, are we on
does
the?
it-
Are we back on the little map?
We're on the big map.
Like
You
here.
can leave it there because the stables are pretty minor in the map.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll go back over here.
Enough so where they didn't even give it a map. They just described it in the book.
Excellent. And there should be no encounters.
Spoiler.
In here.
Should.
Yeah, I parked the horses and plug them into the outlet so they recharge.
Okay.
Swipe the
Weird.
card.
It's called the feedback.
Yeah.
Tesla and Edison and
Yeah.
what's the third one? Fork knife. You open the other door. There's just a desk. You see writing accoutrement on the wall. In the desk itself, it looks like it's just a ledger. And on there, you see Father Sarcom dropped out your stabled horse for the night last night and has yesterday's date. There are other names, but it looks like it's pretty sparse. It doesn't look like it gets a whole lot of just casual traffic coming through. Maybe 10 people a week.
This is an awfully big. inn
So
and
he
tavern.
checked his horse in, but didn't check it out,
Correct.
and the stable is empty.
Yes.
So the barbarians stole the horses and locked the gate.
It's what it appears has happened. Yes.
That's disconcerting. Why would you steal someone's horse?
Well, with the right sauce. Oh, you can sell them too.
In nugget form.
Tarathiel just puts his hands over his horse's ears. Like, don't listen to him.
Earmuffs.
You know what?
Uncomfortable
Okay,
as you
so
are, I don't imagine
would
you
be-
taste any better.
would be funny if Tarathiel included the horses in the psychic connection. You don't have to share. You don't have to share a language.
I absolutely would, but I can't.
I'm so negative. All I say is nay.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, I know. That was a good Monday afternoon uncle joke.
that was bad.
The worst, like a German sausage. All right. Should we check out and see if we can find a way into this basement then?
Yes.
Show.
So in the stable itself, there doesn't appear to be any way to go down, right? So it's off to the side by itself, and you don't see any doors. And by the shape of the building itself, you don't see where there could be an extra room or anything that would take you downstairs or down to a basement.
Yeah.
So the front doors for the horses is the only way in and out of this building.
No, there's a side door that goes into the office itself, which was locked, but you can
Okay.
it's a windowed door. You can see outside. It just doesn't go anywhere else.
So I guess we should
Um,
exit that door and go around back.
Right. Head on around the back. Let me take us back to yon map. It's actually a fairly large building. So the squares on here are, well, you haven't really seen it yet, but the squares are 10 feet square. So the map is enormous. I'm going to pick you guys up and take you around. Oh, crap. Move the map. Take you around
Okay,
back.
let's pick
I
the
am
map up.
struggling today. Let's see. Move you. I'm going to open some stuff up because you have the magic of sight. So it's not on this map, but the stables are off to the east. You guys are on this side of the building. And you do see an entrance as you approach the the eastern side of the building. This looks like more from where the people are coming in from the stables.
Mhm.
So they drop their stables off. They drop their horses off in the stables. They got their stuff, and they're coming through this side entrance. Those doors are shut.
So I still see the perspective map, or the isometric map.
It's down in the right-hand corner.
Yeah,
Bottom
if
right-hand
you
corner.
zoom out and zoom back in.
Got it.
full Wayne's
Okay.
World.
I didn't realize it was all in the same. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I'm trying to show. So I'm trying to show the edges of the building as I unshadow everything, because you're basically skirting around the outside
Mhm.
of this inn. You guys have moved on up. I'll go ahead and move you guys up to the side.
Yep.
And you're continuing on the back, right? I mean, the plan is to go through the back to see the back entrance.
Yes.
Continuing on that, I'm going to try to reveal this in a different way because this is clunky and not cool. Nope, that's not going to work.
I do have those 2 potions of invisibility we found under Keegan, oh goodness, what's his name? The bathhouse. Oryx.
Orc. Yeah.
Oh yeah, from the acolytes.
Yep.
All right.
This seems like it would be an ideal time to be extra stealthy.
Yeah. Maybe it's best if I head in and reconnoiter the place.
So just as a rules reminder, you guys are basically at disadvantage on sight and hearing because of the rain. The distance is cut in half. The sound of the rain is muffling everything. So you're having a hard time seeing and hearing anything.
Other than each
Which
other,
works-
because
which
psychic
work-
communication.
Yes, and it works both ways. Everything would be having, anything that would be out there is also having the same difficulty seeing outside as well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's just pick you guys up.
We.
Boink.
Whoop.
And
No.
you are around the back entrance.
Nice.
You have not encountered anybody. Don't really, well, just passively, you don't really hear anything. Nobody's actively listening. And you're standing at the back door.
Any muddy footprints around of?
If there were footprints, they get washed. Your own footprints are washed away within seconds from the
Good
rain.
grief.
Yeah.
Bit of a hard rain.
Trevor would like to go and give a listen to the door, sneak up to the back door and just stick an ear up to it and see if he can hear anything.
Okay. Give me a perception. It is at disadvantage.
Perception. Natural 1 for a 5.
You don't hear anything besides the rain.
Think it's all clear.
Here comes the rain again.
Okay. Disadvantage,
Uh,
that's till forever.
Is the door locked?
It doesn't. It's not locked, but it's obviously barricaded from the inside, and the doors push in.
Do you want me to
There's a
give it,
hint there.
give it a shove?
Say again.
if you want everyone to hear us coming,
How about a window?
otherwise we can maybe try and sneak in through a window.
That's what I was thinking. Are there any ground level windows?
There are, but they are all shuttered from the inside.
Crap. And no way into the basement from the outside.
You haven't seen any other entrances.
Do you want to keep going around the outside? Around the outside?
May as well. May as well.
All right. So I'm about to reveal this, and you're going to see.
Oh, almost got Mike
obvious.
with that one. Holy crap, there's a bunch of big letters off to the west.
So there's a gigantic lucky monkey.
Who would do this? This
Let me-
means something.
I mean, if
This
that
map
was
was-
somebody peeing in the snow, they must have been very tall.
Okay, you head on around to the other side. So what you're seeing, let me pick you guys up. Can you guys move your character? Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
I'm running
so you
away.
Go around you go around the other side. You're on the western side. What you're seeing, this little outcropping, if you can actually see it, it looks like it's obviously the chimney. You look up to the top of the building, and there are a couple of shuttered windows to the north and to the south of this chimney-esque area.
Stop running away.
Can you see that? Boop.
Trathiel had too much cordial at the gala. Just running around in circles going, wee!
All right. So I think it's painfully obvious this map was not designed for actual play, role play.
Human use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
It's
for
it
visuals.
just about predates the internet. I'm sure it's fine.
So yeah, you're standing. But one of the things you do notice, and it's actually very obvious as you're coming around, about where that word west is, a little further back. Let me ping for you. You didn't notice it because you came from the east, but about right here, right where, approximately where that little map is.
There's a
As you're-
tiny scale model of the lucky monkey here.
You see a couple of monkeys making a model. You see a pile of bodies,
Oh, great.
obviously dead. Rain is coming down on them, washing. There's pools of blood washing out from around them, and among them, or basically on top of them, are two velociraptors, for lack of a better word.
What?
Like from, not the tiny little chicken-sized ones, but we're talking like Jurassic Park size velociraptors, and they're just chewing and eating at these bodies. So I don't want you to move too far forward because you saw this from farther back. I'm assuming you're being careful. I'm assuming you're being careful, right? So you see it as you come around, and you notice these
Run away.
these creatures eating eating basically on a pile of dead bodies, and it does not appear that they've noticed you.
Go back. Go back. Go back.
Does
There-
anyone know if Sacrum was a giant lizard man by any chance?
Don't think so.
He
Although
was
I'd
huge.
love to test Fireball.
Cook some flesh and chicken things at the same time.
They
These things
probably
are
do taste like chicken.
these things are large, like basically the size of an ostrich, I guess. About that size. Those are pretty big. Except velociraptors, they're not ostriches, so they're a lot meaner. With teeth and clangs.
I don't
Hmm.
like it.
I don't like it either.
I'm guessing Farazan's never seen anything like this, so he's like, "What the hell is that thing?"
I don't know. You grew up in the jungle, right?
Mountains.
Mountains.
on a mountain?
Yeah, he's probably
It's too
seen
cold
more
up there for
wolves,
velociraptors.
Oh,
yetis and wolves and things like
Mhm.
that.
Bears, not
Abdominal
the giant
snowmen.
murder
Yeah,
chickens.
things with hair and fur.
Abdominal snowman.
Yes.
okay.
What skill would we use to identify something like that? Nature.
Knowledge, nature. Yeah. And
Knowledge, nope.
anybody can anybody can make that check if you want to.
Tarathiel would not know
I'll-
what this is.
I
I'm
will-
not even going to try.
I will try because I'm looking at it going, what does it have feathers?
No, it is pure lizard.
Oh, 23.
23. These are indeed a form of raptor. They are much larger in this region of the world. They're found in other places, in other different areas of jungle to the far east. So you've spent a lot of time in the library, right? So you
Yep.
flipped through and you found some
Reading
things.
books and stuff.
Yeah. So you have come across this in your reading while looking something else up. These are carnivorous. They're carrion eaters or live meat. They are protective, they are territorial, and they are sneaky. You know that if you see two, there's probably more.
Oh, look behind me.
Clever girl.
Yeah, pretty much clever girl. So essentially, while eating, there's always one on the lookout, keeping the others safe. They're fairly smart in that aspect.
Would I know whether or not they can be domesticated, or is it probably they just were attracted by the bodies? Each came out of the forest.
It was almost assuredly the bodies. You think any kind of domestication would have to be magically done. These are very wild animals.
Right. So they probably weren't brought with them. They just
No, and
they're
there's
being
no
opportunistic.
yeah, and there's no bit or you know what I mean. Like there's no indication of any kind of domestication on them either. Just wild animals smelling fresh blood coming in for a free meal.
No collar with a name tag.
No. If lost,
Lucy.
the little bone-shaped name tag hanging off its neck.
So second story entrances, not near the murder chickens.
I think that's a good idea. We should probably go back around back.
All right. Sneaking back around.
Sneaking nothing.
And-
Going as quick as friggin' possible.
So it didn't appear that they noticed you. But Khaldun, knowing what you know, you fairly certain there's something out there in the jungle. Keep an eye, but you don't see anything.
Well, I let them both know. Watch the trees, like we have been, but still watch the trees because
Watch them more.
Yeah.
yeah, they're
I-
pack hunters.
The Fairzon says I'll keep an eye to the tree line if you two will keep an eye on the house.
I want to get in the house so badly right now.
I agree.
I have
I hate
never
that.
wanted to be. I have never wanted to be indoors more than right now.
So the windows on these houses, do they have glass panes, or are they like really old windows and the shutters are wooden? They're pretty just holes in the walls with wooden shutters.
They are old glass, very very low quality. The shutters appear to the shutters are on the inside of the glass, so the shutters are there to block light more than anything. There's some of the windows you just notice have cracks in them. None of them are just broken out outright, but they're old, they're stained, they're cracked. Looks like the mildew got them last season. I'm gonna keep saying that about everything. Such a weird thing to observe.
Mildew from last season specifically.
Don't.
I guess they couldn't afford this year's mildew.
They're behind the times.
Probably comes after the rainy season anyway. If you think about it, humidity. Um,
What about
Is
the
it
There
rainy
is a second
season?
level.
I thought it was
So
just
you're-
always raining.
This is definitely the rains. This is the oh shoot, what's this?
flood season.
Flood season. Thank you.
Wet.
That's actually the name of this chapter of the adventure is the flood season.
Okay.
There is an upstairs. You can see, looking up above the first level, that there is a second floor.
And are the windows shuttered up there as well?
It's pretty universal. Double doors down here on the below. Heavy wooden, not oak, but the jungle trees. Shuttered windows, glass on the outside, closed on the inside. Probably just simply latched, if like general shutter knowledge would give you. The back door
No
was
shutter.
knowledge shutter specialization. The back door that you checked was definitely barricaded from the inside, and you've got two other entrances from this level: the front entrance and then the side entrance, which is the travel entrance.
Did we check the side entrance? I don't remember.
You did not.
Any thoughts on how we do this?
I think I'd rather go through a window than a barricaded door.
Upstairs or downstairs?
Downstairs.
Should we
I
pick?
don't know how I get upstairs.
Should we pick one at random? Is there a noticeable, like, stair? Well, no, I guess there's probably not a.
Should be as far away from the death chickens as is humanly possible.
Yeah. Something just to the east of the back door. How about like here? Is that a window?
It is.
Okay. How about that
Um,
one? In that little nook there.
And it's basically from waist to, well, for Farazan, it's basically waist to head. So it's a large bay window. Old, low quality shoddy glass with the shutters closed on the inside.
Okay. Would you guys want to do this window or something a little further away from those things? Oh, Tarathiel
How about let's-
just kept going.
Yeah, let's get a little
I
further away from
thought
the
I
barricaded
thought
door.
that's what you meant.
Okay.
You just went away from the Raptors.
Yeah.
Any windows on this side? Over here?
Yeah, you could. There's windows. Well, actually, on this side, you're standing right beside a window. Let me open that up for you.
These are the cheap rooms because they face the stables. They don't have a good view.
Well,
You are Tarathiel. You're standing right next to a window. On this side, there's not another window at all, actually. So, they're shuttered again. So on the eastern side, you're standing next to a window. Midway down, you have the door, the traveler's entrance. It appears there is a window at the very, very southern end of this eastern wall. There were a couple of windows on the southern wall, a double door, and on the western wall there were
murder chickens.
two murder chickens, as well as two windows and what looks like probably the chimney side.
And is there lightning and thunder? By
Oh,
any
yeah.
chance?
Thunder, lightning, very, very frightening,
Can we
loud.
can we try and time sticking a hole in a window with a thunder?
Are you gonna pull a Indiana Jones temple or Raiders Last Ark and just like slam it when she's yes.
Yes.
You want to time thunder and lightning to when you attack a window,
Mhm.
basically.
Yes.
Yeah, lightning leads thunder.
And by me I mean somebody with strength.
I can do that.
Because Tarathiel would just be batting ineffectually at a glass pane
Yeah.
with my 8 strength.
Yes, you can do it. Just basically a stealth check, so proficiency, but use intelligence as the stat.
That rules out Farazan completely.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're using stealth skill, but use intelligence as the statistic to do it.
We're
Yeah,
just
that's-
breaking glass,
that's-
right? Didn't they need a lot of strength?
No, it's no.
the
it looks-
the timing
looks
of it is the
fragile. It's the timing that you're trying to do. The glass is going to break. Like you have no doubt about that. It's got scratches in it already. It looks very flimsy, but
All right. Well,
trying to time it with the with Mother Nature.
Tarathiel gets double proficiency to stealth, so I can give it a go.
yeah. Go for
Okay.
it. Whoop, shoot.
22.
All right, you take with the butt of your dagger, and you hear you see the lightnings, the brightness of the lightning strike, and you time it, and right as the thunder hits, bam! You smash the window.
Nice.
1 Morkoth, 2 Morkoth, 3 Morkoth.
One hippopotamus, two hippopotamus.
One murder chicken, two murder chicken.
No more murder chicken.
The glass window shatters and just falls out of its pane.
And Tarathiel clenches his butt, waiting to see if anybody comes to investigate.
Don't seem to hear anything.
All right. Do you want to make use of that invisibility potion, or do you want to just the lot of us go in?
If you're okay staying out here with the murder chickens, I'm going to go inside.
Good point. I'll give you a lift.
Yeah.
So
Um,
the window is shuttered, but it's not a sealed vault door. You could try to do a thieves' tools check to basically slip in between the two slats and unlatch it.
Lucky I bought my Discover card. It's good for these kind of situations.
Like this one takes Visa.
Ah,
And that's a dex check.
can't do Visa on Amazon. Okay. Let me find where the thing is. Just a straight dex check, or using thieves' tools.
Oh,
or...
thieves tools. Thieves tools. Yeah. It's just you're using dexterity again instead of intelligence. What I was saying.
Boom.
Natural
20.
20.
Nice.
You slip in the pinky tool and unlatch the window shutters, and they just slightly open up into
Alright.
what looks like a dark room. And you have dark vision, so
Do.
you are looking into what looks like quarters. Somebody's like the people that work here is quarters. If that make you know what I mean?
I mean, the
Yeah, yeah,
people
this
feeding
is,
the velociraptors?
Yes.
No, this would be like a room for staff of the inn, right?
Correct. That's what I was failing to say.
What do you mean? What do you mean? People feeding the velociraptors in that? Those are probably the corpses.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
All right.
All right.
And there is a door
Um,
to the south. If you can see it or not.
All right.
Fi-
Tarathiel will climb through the window and then attempt to drink his. Oh, I will drink one of the potions. So I got two.
All right, you're drinking invisibility potion. You are now invisible.
All right. Fair,
Invisible for 1 hour.
Fairzon will move up next to
Nice.
the window and fold lock his hands together to give Khaldun a boost.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna
Hoik.
wait out here, right?
Not with those things out here. No, thank you.
I don't think a broken window frame is going to stop them, but okay.
Do you see anyone inside the room, Tarathiel?
I'm guessing that I don't.
No, sorry, I was trying to reveal the map. These are pretty obviously employee quarters. Looks like the waitresses, cooks, bartenders, chambermaids, all the employees that worked in the Lucky Monkey. This is one of their rooms. There's 3 beds. There's nothing really in here. Any kind of the 3 chests at the foot of the beds basically have just personal items like clothing and things like that.
I don't think Tarathiel would even be looking at this point. Just trying to get deeper into the building and find out where the people are.
Yeah, I've got my light, and I mean, I know it's morning, but I still I've got my light ring in my pocket, so I don't have any light.
No light.
I'm
okay.
not shedding light. I'm trying to say.
So it's not pitch black in here. It's dim light. So there's light coming in through the shuttered window. So don't consider it dark. It's just dim light, unless I say otherwise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or until you open a shuttered window, then you obviously let light in. So this room now, with the shutter open, the window broken, is a well lit room. And
Right.
there is actually a window up there. I didn't notice. This map is kind of grainy, but there is a door
Yeah.
out of this room to the south.
So before, well, I guess Tarathiel will listen at the door, see if he hears anything.
Give me a perception check, just normal. The rain is no longer hindering you.
8.
8. You hear the
Which,
rain
hang on.
outside.
I can
In
add a
Africa.
D8 to that. I can add a D8 to that in theory.
Okay.
Yeah, I can.
Better.
13.
13 total.
Do you just hear the rain?
I don't like it.
So then we get into the confusing situation that technically adding a psionic energy die is only expended if it makes the check successful. So then I don't know whether or not that was successful. So
You
uh,
no, you keep your die. It was a failure.
Tarathiel will ask the other two, like, just pull the shutters closed for a sec,
Okay.
and then people will attempt to open the door.
Okay. The
Slowly
door's
and
not
carefully.
locked. You open the door and it opens into a hallway going east and west. Let me reveal this door. So you poke your head out And
Two-way doorway.
Can I climb
Those-
through the window now?
No, we're keeping the
Yes.
windows shut so we're not.
I don't want to
Making it
spill
like-
light into the corridor.
Yeah.
But once I'm through, I can shut the door and you guys can come in.
So you open the door and peek your head out, look both ways. The hallway goes east and west, about 10, 20, 50 or 60 feet to the west. And just immediately to the east, it turns around. It's like an L-shaped corridor and it goes south. You see doors every couple of 10, 15 feet going both ways down the hallway. Now that you've opened this door, it's not like it's a blaring sound like the door was blocking the noise, but you hear somewhere in the distance. It's hard to tell through all the hallways and the closed doors. You hear the sound of revelry, for lack of a better word. Nothing in particular, but body laughter, singing, but it's very, very muffled in the distance. Couldn't quite
Is that-
hear it through this past door, the door you just opened, but once you've opened it, you can tell that somewhere in several different places, there are people just having a good time. Gruff
think there's
voices, all male voices.
There's a sleepover happening. Tarathiel will slip through the door and then close it again and tell the other two that it's safe to enter the room.
Okay.
So I guess that I can't tell where it's coming from.
Go ahead and give me another perception check, sure, because you opened the door. You've changed the situation. Yeah.
Dice say no. Natural 1 for a 5.
That's the
Well-
second. That's the second one you rolled for perception. That's good.
I mean, everything else has been on fire. Like my rolls have been really good, other than perception.
So the dice kind of tell the story. It does feel like it's coming from both hallways, like both sides.
Yeah.
It's not any one particular place. It's just, and it's not like a group of like 50 people. It just seems like there's just interdispersed people laughing and singing bar songs and things like that. Like people just having a pretty good time.
Pretty good. All right, I'll move over here and have a look down the corridor.
It continues on for a long hallway and ends in a sort of a Y like
Y.
corridor.
Fairzone's going to
Yeah.
move up to the door, but not open it.
I'll head down to the Y. I just kind of want to open up the map a bit.
Yep.
And Tarathiel's kind of searching for the sound of this noise, but it's all very disorientating in here.
So now that you've moved on down the hallway, you feel like the partying, the noise that you've been hearing, is definitely coming from the more western side of the building, not this side.
Mhm.
You feel like you've chosen a very, very smart side to come out of
Excellent.
or come into. But now that you've approached the Y intersection, you can tell, if it's not obvious by the map, that goes to the travel entrance. The southwestern corridor, the short corridor that goes to a door, you definitely hear people on the other side singing, cussing, drinking, clanking drinks together, things like that.
All right. So really random question. Is
Uh-huh.
there something I guess I'll go back and rejoin the others. Is there something that we could do to guess where there might be stairwell going down?
Knowledge,
Tell me
Flunky
how.
McGee.
Some kind of knowledge of how inns are laid out to kind of say, okay, the cellar is probably near the kitchen, or
Yes.
by the servants' quarters makes perfect sense that there might be a way up and down. near where
So
we are.
it makes sense that you would think that the cellar would be near the kitchen, and
Yep.
it also makes sense that the main banquet hall or the main feasting room would be where it's warmest.
which would be where the chimney is on the other side, probably.
More than likely. So in that area, you feel like the way down to the basement is probably in that area.
Okay. Well, this side of the building seems like it's pretty clear, but they're probably all partying in the main room.
West, Miss Tessbacher.
That's
Yeah,
Tessbacher?
on the west. How do we?
So we can try
can try and-
the western door to the back entrance there.
Like this
Okay.
one?
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. All right. Approaching.
All
I
right.
mean, like listen at it.
Okay.
Alright.
Smartly, stealthily.
Smartly,
What?
stealthily, slowly. You put your ear up against
Can't hear over the rain.
put your ear up against the door. Give me a perception check.
That's just asking for it, isn't it?
Mhm.
Oh,
Natural 20 for a 24.
There
Nice.
you go.
There it is.
Natural 20. Do you have
Uh,
inspiration? Because
Yes.
that was the that was the perfect time to have a natural 20. You hear
I-
on the other side of the door what is obviously not just they're not just yelping and screaming. They're not. You hear baboons, right?
The-
But they're not loud and like just yelping out loud, very very loudly. They're just you hear them mulling about. You hear very loud, gruesome chewing,
You.
and you hear what is probably pots and pans being just tossed around. You feel like there's three separate voices, like baboon voices. There are three of them in there. The perception's perfect, right? So you can you can tell three distinct different animals are in there, and then a fourth creature is chewing or eating on something.
3 baboons. One of them has tonsillitis. And the other one had turmeric for dinner.
yeah. I'm hearing something from a guy named John. Maybe it's Jim.
John, do you have an ancestor in your life ever that had the letter J at the beginning of their name? That's them. That's them.
That's amazing. How does he do that?
So you think we can lure them out? You're still invisible, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So if we could lure them back into this room where we are, maybe we can take them out without making a lot of noise or a lot of obvious noise.
I mean, it'd be awesome if we could just open the northernmost door and just let velociraptors eat them. Somehow. All right.
So,
I guess. I mean,
I got an
could just-
idea.
Okay,
This should be
I'm all
good.
for it. How many horses will it take?
That's okay. I'm sad to say that's where my mind went.
I thought it might be.
Because if we led a trail of meat to the back door and then opened it, it might actually attract them. That would be so cool to have this, just have velociraptors just kind of have the run of the place and make a meal of these guys.
Just come back
then
in
we
about
can
2.5 hours, the length of a normal standard feature film. They're like,
Then we can
We'll see you guys in
can
3
ride the-
weeks.
ride
While
the
the fight takes
velociraptors
place.
back to Cauldron. I guess. I mean, I could just open this door, right? I'm invisible. My
Yeah.
main
Yes.
concern is that they might be able to smell me, but
Well,
kind of
they'll know where you are ish, but they won't be able to
Yeah.
see you.
I can get back to you guys pretty quick because I'm a rogue and I can run 90 feet around if I need to.
Extinguish me. So, yes, you're invisible. Yes, you can be quiet. But in a well-lit room, a door opening is hard to ignore. Just I'm putting that
I'm,
out there.
I'm assuming that they'll see the door opening,
Okay.
but they won't necessarily directly attack me because they won't know that I'm there. So
You know, if we do just fight the baboons, baboon meat may be attractive to the velociraptors.
I think you have too much of a meat thing going on. I think you're a little meat obsessed, which is weird considering how much meat you've had in the last 12 hours.
Got the meat
Right.
psychosis.
Go smell your doggy bag. Um, yeah, it's a bad idea, but Tarathiel's going to open the door.
All right. You open the door. Let me reveal the map. Hang on. Act like my brain is working well.
Okay, can we pause for just 1 second?
Nope.
Right before Tarathiel opens the door,
Uh-huh.
I mentally tell Tarathiel, "Hey, I have Mage Hand. I can open it at a distance."
Wow, that is unfortunately right as he opened the door.
That information would have been useful yesterday.
And
8 seconds ago.
Shelly was asking about invisibility and 5e, and just per the condition, for the purposes of hiding, you're impossible to see without the aid of magic or special sense, but you
Right.
can be detected by any noise or tracks. And then in terms of combat, attack rolls against an invisible creature have disadvantage, and creatures that are invisible have advantage. So that's all it says.
They've also added in 5e, it's somewhere in combat, but you put off a bit of a shimmer, sort of predator style.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
They added that to where I guess to bring down the power of invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're able to maintain combat in while invisible, you can use a perception check to point out where they are in the room. Kind of like how it was in Jadaroon when you were fighting some of those creatures that were just invisible.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the shimmering outline or the footsteps in the dust or things like that. There are indications that if you're moving, if you're standing totally still,
Mm-hmm.
whole different story. But if you're moving around, actively fighting, anything like that, there's dust in the air. It swirls around. There are indications that you can use a perception check to detect where a invisible thing is, but you still have disadvantage to hit them because they're visible, harder to see. So, yeah, and also in 5e, anything triggers or gets rid of regular invisibility. Previous editions, you could cast things that weren't offensive or weren't directed at somebody else, and you would maintain your invisibility, like buffs and things like that. If you cast or attack or anything at all, it's gone.
Yeah, attacking or casting.
Yeah.
What about dancing?
Presumably things like,
but not opening a door.
Things like
Definitely
grappling or shoving would probably as well. That's fine. That's fine.
So,
pocket butthole time.
This large room was obviously the Roadhouse's kitchen. The large metal tables for food preparation have all been pushed together against the wall, leaving the fire pit in the center of the room. God, do I have the right room? Yeah, okay. Fire pit in the center of the room, isolated. Impressive stacks of coins, painting, silverware, bottles of wine, and other costly-looking treasure lie near the fire pit in organized piles. Among those piles, you see 3 of those very large-sized baboons, basically playing in the money and the loot, the gold coins. They have pots and pans that were originally in the kitchen. They're banging them together, hitting each other. They're being playful with each other. Standing next to one of the metal tables that's laid out with food, for lack of a better word, you see a rather burly half-orc. Facing the south, I'm going to give him a perception check to see if he just notices the door opening. But when you open the door, you hear what you were hearing earlier, but much, much louder. And it also sounds like you're hearing fighting, but like not to the death, like brawling, like you would think of a tavern brawl kind of feeling. So throughout this tavern, the Lucky Monkey, you hear different areas of people drinking and singing and fighting and just having a botcherous time. um, but this half orc looks like it's eating a piece of raw meat from some sort of animal. Not sure if it's a humanoid or if it's something else. But let's see if he sees you. Puts the leg in his mouth, tears a piece off, and as he's tearing it off, his head turns just enough to see that the door opens, and then sets the leg down
Oh my god.
and just looks at the door. Doesn't do anything else, but he's sitting there, mouthful of this raw flesh, chewing on it, looking at the door like he noticed something, but he's not sure what he saw out of the corner of his eye.
Tarathila's going to do his best to hold dead still.
I hold my farts.
Oh.
And he stands there for a minute.
Shouldn't have had that been burrito.
Give it a good, 10 seconds. He's staring at it, chewing. Then turns his head back and grabs the leg and starts chewing on it again.
Must be tough for a half orc to be able to take a bite out of it.
It must be good. Good meat.
Guys, I found a thing.
What kind of thing?
You're so specific.
It's a like green skinned, nasty looking thing. Also some baboons or apes or I don't know. I'm not a monkey doctor.
Should we try to find a way around them?
I don't think I can close the door at this point without raising some serious suspicions. So nobody gets up to investigate the door or anything. Tarathiel's going to attempt to sneak his way out while he thinks the orc is not watching him. The half orc is not watching.
So you open the door slightly, just enough to where you can. I mean, you can stick your head; you're invisible. Looking around, and what you feel like he's and again, you hear all these noises throughout, and you see him just looking over, and it's like he's waiting. Like, is somebody coming in? What's happening over there? And like I said, 5 or 10 seconds, he's just staring. Nothing happens. It just essentially disregards, and you hold still for a second, and he goes back to what he was doing. And wait for 30 seconds to be sure nobody approaches the door.
Mhm. All right.
The baboons are all over the room, but they're not specifically with intent coming to the door. It doesn't appear.
He's the maddest of monkeys.
Should we come along?
I don't know. I'm just wondering that. I'm like trying to decide, like, do I shut the door again? Do I just back up slowly and wait to see if somebody comes through? Doesn't look like anybody's coming to investigate. So yeah, what the hell? I guess Tarathiel will slowly pull the door shut. I'm like trying to simulate a breeze. Fly casual.
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll this next perception check behind the screen because you're not
Yep,
there to see his
Because
reaction.
I wouldn't see what he's doing. Yep.
So bear with me 1 second. I don't like to
Just
do
bear
that.
with him.
I want to be as transparent as possible. Some roles just need to be behind the screen.
No,
Yep.
it's good for tension building.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Can we not tension build? We've got enough tension.
What are you doing? You've closed the door. Immediately after, what's your plan?
I don't know, somewhere about that. Tarathiel will pad stealthily down the corridor as far as he can, back towards the door.
Okay. You're going back to the room with the other two. You get to the door, and right as you're reaching to open that door, the door at the end of the hallway opens.
Yep.
And you see the half orc just open the door, and he's looking down the hallway. Looks a little perturbed, but he's not charging. He's noticed that this door has moved twice, and the second time he really noticed it. He's got the meat leg in one hand, opens the door all the way, and is just looking down the hallway. Just shrugs and turns back around to his table with the food, but the door's left open.
Good news, bad news situation. I think I found the I think I found the kitchen area. At least
And
some
what's
kind
the
of
good
eating
news?
Area. There's meat.
Yes. I always
It's-
carry a bottle of A1 sauce just in case.
It's in a holster on Caldoon's hip.
Yep.
It's mostly inside of a half orc.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, maybe we should try some of these other doors on this southward corridor.
Show me what you're doing.
Yeah.
I guess so. We know there are people behind this one.
Yeah, the inward facing doors.
My issue is that we're just going to end up kiting all of the encounters into one big encounter.
Yeah.
If we
Yeah,
keep
I don't
doing
want
this.
to. I don't want to do that either. It's just fighting the baboons and the orc. I definitely is going to bring friends.
So you're going down the hallway. It's been, call it 5 minutes since you took your potion. So you got a good
Yep,
55
yep.
minutes left.
Fa-
You're
Farazan's
between
getting
these two doors.
Farazan's getting a little nervous here. He says, "Dorathiel, let us
Getting a little nervous here.
let us know what's going
What's up?
on."
I found a room with a half orc and a bunch of monkeys. And the half orc,
Should we go?
you know, the half orc might be suspicious because I made a door open and close. But I don't think he saw me because I'm still alive.
Should we come out?
Maybe we should fight these people.
Could you lure them down
I
the
don't-
hallway to the door?
Probably. Yeah. Actually, I'm just wondering if I can. I've got those caltrops as well. I'm just wondering if I should just drop caltrops on the floor, just to
Oh,
see what
yeah.
happens. These squares are 5 feet or 10 feet.
It looks
Um,
like 5 feet.
Yeah, so the big squares of the actual map are 10 feet, but you can see the hexagonal, like, behind it. Can you? I don't know what you guys can see on Roll20. Can you see that the grid map underneath the underlay of the full map itself?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the grid looks like it's 5 by 5.
It is. Okay, good.
Okay.
I can see it. I'm just not sure if you guys can see it. Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
if
no,
you
we
look
can
at the
see it.
map, they're like big 10 by 10 squares.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah,
grid,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So the grid itself, that's like Roll20's grid, is accurate. Those are 5 foot squares.
I can try and lead him down here, but I can't guarantee he won't just go get reinforcements.
Well,
Mhm.
what is your alternate plan then?
I don't have one. All right. I'm just wondering what I should do with this. I'm considering just rolling a copper down the corridor just to see what happens. I don't want to attack anything. I don't want to give up invisibility just yet. So yeah, I
Yeah.
will. I will head stealthily back down the corridor.
Okay.
And I will toss something into the room. Just gonna have a look at my inventory here. I still have a wooden stake.
Okay.
I mean, I could throw a necklace of fireballs.
That
That
a
is
fireball
always
is
an
always a good party starter.
Says Khaldun
Not
on his
subtle.
epitaph.
It's not subtle at all.
Throw it into the fire.
Yeah, no, I'll just flick a coin into the room just to see what happens.
All right. So from where you are, just throw a coin, and you can see him. And you can see the half orc. He's standing at again where he was when you saw him originally. It's directly across. It's a little to the south,
Mhm.
but where he's standing is right beside that door that's directly across, and he's eating and just chewing on all
He's
different
like-
kinds of things. He's still working on that
It's
same
like
leg.
here somewhere.
Yeah, exactly there.
Yep.
You toss a coin, and
The Witcher?
To the
Uh,
Witcher.
Charlie
or-
Flint.
I'm sorry. What'd you throw? I said coin.
Yeah, copper coin.
Copper coin. And again, like he's sitting there and he's looking at the baboons as they're playing, and he just hears that sound again.
Mhm.
Turns and he sees the coin rolling into the kitchen. And he just drops the leg. And you hear him in a growling voice. All right, that's enough. And as he turns to face down the hallway, his half orc face morphs into more of a baboon looking face. He grows double in size and hunkers over, assuming like a hybridized baboon form.
Oh crap!
And he just charges down that hallway. We'll see you next week.
It's a were baboon.
A were-monkey.
Where baboon? Yes, sir. You saw it here first. Unless you saw this adventure in 2004, then you saw it there first. But yeah, it's a were
I-
baboon.
It's not where I found him. He's there.
Where's the baboon?
There, baboon.
There, baboon. I don't like it. Oh, all right. Thanks,
I'm
Matt.
always. Thank you. You- this is
Velociraptor's
fine.
outside. Where baboon's inside. What the hell are we doing?
Sounds like we're gonna cue the music for the ending.
All right, guys. Next week is just a regular old Monday, so we will see you next Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Daylight Non-Savings Time on Twitch.
Daylight
whatever that may
savings
be.
time.
Yes. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah.
I'll work on my backup.
Right.